Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Welcome back, everybody, to Operation Babble. That is my dog barking in the background as soon as I do the intro.
He wants to kick things off.
Oh, shit. I am your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend, Tivis. Tivis, how you doing today, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. I got eggnog.
Awesome. With that said, guys, again, welcome back to Operation Babble. And guess what? Guess what we find out today, Tivis?
Why you're wearing Topanga on your shirt?
No, I mean, who didn't love her in the 90s? Come on. Or now still. No, but we're going to find out our Thanksgiving episode video.
Yeah, audio listeners, if you heard that and missed that, he just rubbed his chest a bunch. It was weird.
You can hear it in the microphone, I'm sure, because I can hear it in my head.
Nice audio texture.
Yeah, so no, at the end of this episode, we will tell you guys what we are watching for Thanksgiving and what potentially will torture or, please Tivis. So that's always fun. Kind of like his wife.
What? I wasn't listening, so now I'm concerned.
Now he has to listen back. So today, real quick before we dive into today, actually, we should dive into the dirty work of the show. You can find Operation Babble on all social media platforms via Operation Babble. That is Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitter. And you can also see our pretty ugly faces at the Myke Shrews YouTube channel at the moment. We are working on designing and putting up an Operation Babble only YouTube channel, so you guys don't have to suffer through all of my other personal bullcrap videos and stuff. But if you like it, please subscribe. I would love it, because it's easy to find. Also, I think at YouTube now we have the new handle, so it's actually at youtube.com/@Myke Shrews with the MYKESHREWS, and that's how you can find that YouTube channel at the moment. I did not put it in the scroll here, but if you're watching the video, you are already at the YouTube channel. What else do we got? You can also email us at operationbabble@outlook.com. There you can suggest movies for us to watch, suggest shows, music, people for us to try and interview, or if you yourself are in the industry and you want us to come on and do a little interview and pitch your products and stuff, not products, content, whether it be a YouTube channel that you run yourself or an Instagram page or photography, anything within the realm of the entertainment, of course, that's what the podcast is about. So definitely email us there at operationbabble@outlook.com, or you can reach out to us again on all the social media platforms. And you can also join the Operation Babble Facebook group by just going to facebook.com and searching Operation Babble group. We made it super easy, super freaking easy. Anything else, Tivis, that you got for us here?
No.
Nope. All right. Sweet. This is our easy podcast. We don't have to pitch a bunch of freaking things that we have.
There is merch and shit, but...
Oh, yeah. We have merch, but we don't have a hyperlink to it. But you can find it in the description below on YouTube and in the show notes on every podcast streaming platform there. So all of our links are in our descriptions and show notes generally. So definitely check those out. Along with guests and stuff like that. We put all their links in there. All right. With that said, let's dive on into this film, because we have a film that we watched this week out of season 2. It is called what, Tivis?
It's called April Fool's Day from 1989, not the direct-to-video remake.
1986.
86. I'm dyslexic. But only for 6s and 9s.
Yes, 1986. Yes, so this movie came out in the 80s, and it has a good decent cast, man. Like I was surprised.
Yeah, it does.
So to preface this, have you ever seen this movie before?
I had never heard of this movie before.
Okay.
Uh,
And now, how did we come about doing this? Because you're the one that actually sparked it in my mind.
so I was listening to Dave and Chuck the Freak, the Detroit morning radio guys.
Okay.
They had a list of the top slashers, and they were going down it, and a lot of them I didn't agree with because, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street should be up there. But they got to April Fool's Day, and one of the hosts was talking it off about how he used to love this movie, and I had never heard of it. So I asked Myke about it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm buying that. We're watching it." Okay.
Yeah. Actually, as you were talking to me about it in text, I was like looking it up on YouTube because like I swore I had seen this movie when I was younger. And I was like, what is it? And so I watched the trailer, and then right after the trailer came like a pop-up from like some con where they had the several of the girls from the cast were there and talking about the stuff. So I instantly turned it off because I was like, I don't want any spoilers because I really don't remember the film if I did in fact actually watch the film. Which turns out I did not ever watch this film because I have no recollection of it at all after watching it. So that was fun. This became a fun thing. I did, like Tivis said, I actually purchased the Blu-ray off of Amazon. What is awesome about this Blu-ray, and I feel like more movies should do this, and sorry for the audio guys, but like the DVD cover is reversible, so if you don't like the image that it comes with, you have an option to change it around. And
Yeah.
I find that is freaking awesome.
And both of which are better than the Apple poster, which you hate.
Yes, I do. I despised it.
That seems to be an ongoing thing with Apple posters. You hate all of them.
They're just so bad. They're like, just so
Yeah.
bad.
Which is where I rented mine from. Last weekend my mom flew into town, so we all hung out. I asked her about this because she's a huge slasher fan of 80s slashers,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh yeah, that was a fun one."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, all right, well, we're gonna be listening to that next." She's like, "Oh, I got my hairdresser addicted to your show, or to try your show, not addicted." I'm
Right.
like, "Oh, okay." So, hello, mom's hairdresser.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's surprising that, because a lot of the 80s horror films and slasher films or whatnot, dude, I was all over that stuff. Like, not just like the mainstream guys like Jason
Yeah.
and Freddy and, Pinhead and all that. So, well, Pinhead's borderline. Some people say slasher, some people don't. So I'm just gonna stop right there before I piss people off. But like that era of filmmaking and stuff, there's so many I watched besides the mainstream guys.
I got my love of Nightmare on Elm Street from my mom because it was her favorite, and Halloween is just a classic. Chucky I never got into.
It's still going
or not
strong,
Halloween.
too, by the way.
Friday the 13th is. I like that. Halloween's all right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at something real quick here.
I think I've said all this before, so it's just repeat.
Probably. Because there was one actor I saw in this movie, and I was like, I swore I've seen him die before in something.
Probably.
He just looked like it, and I was like, trying to figure it out. Leprechaun. He was in Leprechaun. Okay. And
Who's that?
21 Jump Street. So that would have been after in summer school.
Who's the actor? You never said the actor.
Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. I want to see if he was in this specific film that I swore he was in. Does not look like it. Okay. It is Ken Olant. He played Rob in this film. Nothing. I think I recognized him more so from Summer School, where in Summer School, have you ever seen Summer School before?
No.
No, okay. Well, he plays one of the kids who is like what do they call it? Night. What the fuck is that? Like,
Did you say Ken?
yeah, Ken
Yeah.
Olant.
Well, of course, he was in Star Trek.
That too. But I think summer school is where I really saw it because in summer school they actually do a scene of like them dying and stuff and murder. So I think that's where I had seen him from before because I just envisioned his body being like destroyed.
Yeah, I
So,
don't recall Leprechaun much at all besides the saw the woman in half scene, so
right. All right. Well,
I was
real
probably a
quick,
bit too young for that.
another actor who did stand out, of course, is Tom Wilson, who played Arch in this movie, who also plays Biff in Back to the Future.
Yeah,
For
I was
people
gonna
who don't
say
know,
he I recognized him.
he was like the standout for like the majority of people probably watching this. A lot of these other people went off to do like some horror, and then some did like a lot more like rom-com type films and shit like that. So
Whoa, he does. I did not know he did voice work, and I was not expecting to see all those SpongeBob credits.
Tom Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He's like the angry guy a lot of times in SpongeBob. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh man, yeah. He always it's like that's the guy's. That's his voice. Like I didn't even need credits to know that. um, let me see here. Jay Barker. He plays Harvey, the guy who just like shows up with them for no reason. um he was another Star Trek guy. One episode of Star Trek. A lot of things that we've been watching recently, there's somebody connected to Star Trek. So I
There
don't even
really
need to.
are.
There's like it you know, you have like the 7 things of Kevin Bacon. I'm like, there's like a one thing for Star Trek. Like, you don't even need. Everybody and their brother has been in Star Trek, apparently, in Hollywood. Um, he
It
was in the
has been
Incredible
going
Hulk.
for how long?
Yeah. He was also in the Incredible Hulk Returns. This is Jay Baker,
Pushed
and
my desk.
that would have been one of the original movies for the Incredible Hulk, the made-for-TV ones.
Yeah.
Probably right after the trial or right before the trial of the Incredible Hulk or some shit like that.
Yeah, I believe it ended with the death of Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. No, but
I
he didn't
think.
do a whole lot. So, um, and then of course you have Deborah Foreman who plays Muffy. Great job. I want to talk about this without spoiling it before we spoil it. just
That's
a
a
little
first.
bit.
All right.
Just a little bit. Because okay, so the acting in this film, what did you think
I
about it?
totally get it. That ending was
Yeah.
Well,
And I want to give a spoiler warning before we get to it. So,
yeah. If you
but
haven't seen this, go check it
go
out.
see it. Yeah, I told because I was talking to Mosier last night, and I was like, dude, you need to watch this movie before I spoil the shit out of it for you. So I told him like watch it before you listen to the episode. So hopefully, Mosier, you did, because we're gonna spoil the shit out of this movie by the end of this podcast. So I will give a spoiler warning before we dive into it. So Tivis, just be careful.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but like as far as the acting, what did you think about the actors for this movie in '86 and stuff like that? Because we've already had a bunch of good films at this time too. So, I'm just curious.
Out of the ones we've watched that came out around this time, I thought, I'm trying to separate story from their performance. The performances were good.
Yeah.
I wasn't sucked in immediately. I'll be honest. It took a while for this movie to grab me.
Right.
But I thought that and I was actually, the trivia on this is fascinating, by the way. I've been slowly going through it as you've been talking. That's why I've been half here. That the cast actually assembled at a hotel in Vancouver just prior to filming and began hanging out with each other to try to build a rapport and make it more believable that they were all friends. And
Okay.
I think that worked
Yeah. Yeah.
because it definitely seemed like these would be people that some of them that would be people I know from high school who all hung out and did crap like this to each other.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because as we see, like when they start the film out and stuff, like they just do a lot of practical jokes on each other at first.
yeah. I mean, the opening, they're driving the boat there, and a dude pretends to be stabbed.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's something that people just out of high school were stupid enough. That's funny.
Right. Right. All right. Yeah. That was one thing to hard believe is that these people were right out of high school, though. They
Yeah.
did not.
When that happened, like immediately, like I said, they're on the boat going to the island where they're all gonna spend the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this movie's kicking off quick.
So I'll read the back of the Blu-ray just to give a light synopsis. It is when Muffy St. John invited her college friends up to her parents' secluded island home for the time of their lives, she just forgot to tell them it might be the last time of their lives. As soon as the kids arrive on the island, someone starts trimming the guest list, one murder at a time, and what starts out as a weekend of harmless April Fool's Day pranks turns into a bloody battle for survival. It's just what you'd expect from the producer who brought you Body Parts, Species, and 3 of the Friday the 13th films.
I did not expect to hear Species on that list, but I can kind of see it. God, that is a movie I have not seen in decades.
Oh, I used to watch all of those movies because there are like 4 of them, I think, like Species Awakening and oh man, yeah. Yeah, so that's a synopsis. So I thought the acting was good for what they were given script wise and stuff. I didn't find any of them to be like horrendous actors or anything like that in this film at all. There was the camera movements for sure. Like there's a lot more shaky cam or hand cam movements in this for sure. And I enjoyed some of that sometimes. There was one part where I was just like, can we stop moving, please? I don't see what's going on. But yeah, as far as that all goes, that was good. And then I think we should... Oh, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, it sounds like they they were all pretty like together on set too, because they did not have a problem talking back to the production crew at all. There's a quote here from Amy Steele, who played Kit, who's like, at one point she was approached by a producer who voiced concerns that she was gaining too much weight, and she responded, well, you hired this amazing caterer. Whose fault is that?
Nice. I did like the fact that this film has gained a decent cult following, which is another surprising factor for me that I'd never watched it before.
Yeah, well, part of that is because the violence in this is actually not that bad, and they were able to trim it a bit to play it late night television often.
Yeah.
Which
it kind of...
How did I miss it? I saw Puppet Master.
For me, when I was watching it, the quote unquote violent scenes and stuff like that, it was starting to remind me of like I Know What You Did Last Summer type film, where they don't really show the murder itself. You just see the aftermath of it in this film here.
Well, that's funny you say that, because there's also a list of alternate versions out there, and I have this just because I thought you would get a kick out of it.
It's not gonna spoil nothing, right?
No.
Okay.
The Swedish version omits all violent scenes to the point of absurdity, making characters disappear from the story for no logical explanation.
That's funny. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so what did you think though about the violent level? Did you because I know you're not like a big gore guy, so did you enjoy that better?
Yeah, this was actually not a bad movie at all for any of the it was a good amount of Like it made sense for the story,
Uh-huh.
but it didn't overstay its welcome. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I thought it was a good
Okay.
amount.
Okay. I do know there's an alternate ending to this film. I'm
Oh
trying
really?
to
Oh
find it.
oh, I see it now.
Is it on IMDb?
Oh no, wait, I'm reading alternate
Because
versions
I'm
again.
reading it. I'm trying to find it again. I thought I had it pulled up, but it didn't. Um. Well. Okay. So.
They did plan to have a sequel to this. That's interesting.
Mm,
You know, those
okay.
slashers, they always got to do. Well, we could talk about that later because it's hard to
Yeah.
imagine how you do a sequel.
Well, where the heck is this at? I'm sorry, guys.
Apparently there's a novelization as well with more character details and subplots that got cut from the film.
Okay.
I'll pick that up. That sounds interesting.
Right. I would definitely pick it up. I would pick everything up. I'm sorry. I can't find the damn thing, but I heard one of the actors talking about it because she said she went out and shot the ending.
Oh, I found it.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll talk about that after the fact, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just dive into spoiler shit because
All right. I'll put it in the chat so you can see it later.
For spoilers, guys, we will be spoiling this movie. We definitely recommend you watch this film before listening if you've never seen it before. Definitely recommend watching it because it is worth the watch to get up to everything and see everything yourself. So
the classic horror movies that Myke has subjected me to, this one is probably near the top of the enjoyable list.
Okay. And like I said, like the gore level and stuff, it just reminds me of I Know What You Did Last Summer. And there was a part there where I was starting to wonder. I was like, is this like where they got the idea? So
I wouldn't be shocked. Inspiration.
Right. So spoilers. 100% spoilers coming now.
Fuck that scene with the snake. Right off the bat, skipped through that. Fuck that.
I as soon as that scene came on, I was like, oh look, a real fucking animal. I forgot they did that before.
Ugh.
And then I started looking at it and I was like, oh wait, it might be a puppet. I couldn't tell, honestly.
No, that was real.
Yeah. So let's dive on in. So
I actually enjoyed the clue aspect of this.
Yes. Yeah, they set it up really weird, and like, so they all get to the house, and Muff? Is it Muff or Muffy? I think it's just Muffy, but they call her
her twin
Muff.
is Buffy.
Yeah, right. Speaking of, one of these girls actually looked like Sarah Michelle Gellar a little bit every so often. I was like, damn, that's like weird.
They almost didn't go with this actress either.
For Muff?
Yeah.
Really?
Lena Quigley was originally cast as Muffy.
She plays it perfect because like they first get there and she's like, super excited and all this stuff and playing along with them and being their friend. And then after they go to sleep, she wakes up and it's like a complete different character, literally. And it's crazy how it changed, and even the clothing and all that stuff just changed like overnight. And I thought that was awesome, and I thought that she did a really good job of it. Oh, go on.
Lena actually dropped out because of scheduling conflicts with Return of the Living Dead, which didn't we watch that?
Yes.
The Return of the Living Dead, yeah. So
yeah.
Little connection to a previous episode we did.
Lena who?
Quigley.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, she would have been. I don't know. I don't. She would have been good. Yeah. Cause she plays the girl in um the Return of the Living Dead, who becomes. Sorry, spoilers for that movie, but she becomes the zombie that's like topless the whole movie.
Okay, yeah, I remember her.
The redhead.
Yeah, the only one without a shirt.
Yeah, the only one without a shirt the entire freaking movie. The punk, basically.
Yeah, I actually I think they went with a better choice for this. No offense, Lena, but
Yeah. No, this was a good choice because 58, and Lena was born in like 58, so she would have been what, like 30 something.
yeah,
Well, I guess most of these actors were probably in their 30s at this point, anyways. But this girl that plays Muff actually comes off more like she doesn't know what's the word I'm looking for.
she was only 4 years younger.
Okay. But she comes more off as like somebody who's like, they don't seem like they would be commanding, you know what I mean?
I kind of knew instantly that she was the one because like it seemed pretty obvious.
Well, I think they do that on purpose too.
Yeah.
And then they lead you into this other stuff. But they set the house up and they like put in like newspapers in the one dude's room, which turns out he actually was in some car accidents, so that's kind of fucked up.
Oh, yeah. What they put heroin in the one guy's room?
Yeah, yeah. That's that's fucked up. Then they put like some BDSM sex toys and shit like that in the one girl's room. The one dude's room, all they did was make it so the door handle came off. That's it. They didn't do anything else to Biff's room. Like,
Yeah. Did you pick up on any of the like subtle clues that were going on in the scenes?
what are you talking about?
Like
which
in the
ones?
very first scene, we see Muffy like propping open that window that they use at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I did not pick up on that at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
everything
okay.
they do, like, because especially like with the dude in the bedroom pulling the door handle off, I knew that was going to come into play later again.
They talk about their the meeting and drama.
Mm-hmm. So they're all decent actors.
Yeah. The fact that apparently the nail polish stayed the same throughout the entire movie to be a clue that she wasn't replaced.
Right.
The cool graphic we have for our video, taken from the poster Mike hates.
There's Muff up in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I noticed this as well. They mentioned when they're in the kitchen and the water is supposed to be broken, and then later
Uh-huh.
on they're in their bedrooms and she turns on the sink that blasts her in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's working perfectly fine. I'm like, you don't see anything weird with that?
What did you think about the guy's room who he would turn the light off and then the other light would turn on and then he'd turn that one off and the other one would turn on? I was just like,
That is the best prank.
that is so awesome.
Uh,
That
and
was
then he
fun.
chooses to unscrew the lit bulb. Like,
The
good
one he
God,
had
let it
on the
cool
longest
down.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he could have unscrewed the bulb across the room and then just turned his light off and he would have been fine. Oh,
Yeah,
guys.
that one was the best. That's actually really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of it though when he was doing it. I was like, why doesn't he just unscrew one of the colder bulbs or something? Like,
But,
why that one?
the one guy gets the exploding cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. Or unplug the lamp. How about that? Sorry. I had to go back to it for a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the guy gets an exploding cigar. It looks like he was trying to hide those papers too. So I'm like, there's a lot of deep things in there, which she mentions by the end. And you got the baby crying thing, dude. That was probably the freakiest part, I guess.
Yeah. She like for a prank that goes really far already, he goes an extra mile, and I'd be pissed regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. The build up was really good. I thought they did a decent job on the build up and the clues that were left around and stuff like that for everything. But by the time we were at like a certain part, I told my wife, I was like, "Oh, I bet you it's this." And she's like, "Oh no, it's not." And it was exactly what I thought it was. So it was fun to see. When do we want to actually spoil this? Or do you want to
We
go?
can get into it now if you want. I mean, we already gave the spoiler warning.
Right. So spoiler warning again, one more time for the end of this film. I'm bleeding for some reason. Oh, great.
That's not unusual for you. What was it? Just a couple weeks ago, you had a slash on your back for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. There's
Myke is
secretly a
apparently
slasher
haunted
in my
by
house.
demons or something.
Let's put this over here. Why is my
So the
camera
ending.
turned there? Okay, so the ending, is we get everybody's killed off. Everybody. Oh, dude, that was really fucked up though. The one girl falls into the well with the body parts, the heads and the body. That was fucked up.
Yeah, it was.
And they dip to the house. So we end up everybody's dead. Do you want to talk about any of the kills? Or anything like that?
Well,
Anything?
I mean, first of all of them were off screen. So, you know, the
Yeah.
rule of horror movies, if it happens off screen, well, I guess any movie, honestly.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, you never know for sure.
Yeah.
I did like how she brought up the snake, though, that was unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you know, wildlife and shit.
You can't account for all of that crap.
I hate the snake. I hate snakes. I liked how the one guy just died because he got his junk cut off. I'm pretty sure that doesn't kill you because it happens in China way more often than it should. This is not an exaggeration. I have not gone a week in probably 4 years without hearing a severed junk story from there.
Right. All right. So, the ending comes. Everyone's dead except for two people. And Rob and Nikki, right? No, Nikki died. Rob and the other, I forget the other girl's name. I'm sorry,
Is it
guys.
Kit?
Kit. That sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's Kit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kit.
Okay, Rob and Kit. They're the only
She's the
two
one
left
who yelled at the
alive.
producer.
Yeah. Nice. Rob and Kit are still left alive, and Muffy, who we find out is actually Buffy, Muffy's twin evil sister from a psychiatric ward.
Well, not evil, just insane.
Insane. Evil. She killed everyone. She's evil. We find out she's chasing them around with a giant ass knife, dude. Like, that was a big knife.
Yeah, it was.
That was crazy.
Like, she's real
chasing
lucky
them.
they didn't find anything to defend themselves with.
Right. But we find out as Kit runs through this door, everyone else is in that room. They're still alive. They're all alive. That's the big, like, plot. And they're all just acting normal. Like, they didn't do, like, a surprise or nothing like that. They're just there being themselves.
Yeah, they're just ignoring the situation as long as they could before they break out laughing.
Yeah. And then
I kind of felt like, oh, she's not, like, she purposely misses Kit with the knife. And that's when it clicked with me, like, something's not right here. She's not aiming to kill.
Right. Yeah, it was yeah, she's really, so we find out that basically what's her idea, Tivis? Do you want to say it or
I don't know if I could say it in her words exact, but basically she wanted to scare the shit out of all of them. Have the you're talking about she wants to open a bed and breakfast horror themed.
Murder mystery.
Yes.
Like Clue, basically.
Gonna have
But
to
bed and
tone it
breakfast.
down a lot.
Yes, very. But she does say, well, at least those people will know about, what's going on before they get here. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, you used your friends to,
Test out the set.
test it out, but didn't tell
The
him.
only one who knew was her cousin and the ferryman and the cop who turned out to be her uncle.
The ferryman, the cop, the guy who worked on the ferry, and then her brother.
Oh, I forgot about the guy who worked on the ferry who got crushed.
But the one dude's her actual brother. It's not her cousin.
Is it her? Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that was her twin.
Yeah. So it got weird. She's really lucky that because who was it? It was Harvey, played by Jay Baker. He had a gun.
Yeah, he did. Doesn't she mentions that she almost got shot by him at the end, didn't she?
I don't recall her saying that.
When she was going through stuff that she didn't account for, the snake and I think it was with Harvey.
Okay. I assume because we didn't see Harvey find a body. Generally, it was like they found something and then they got killed. Generally, anyways. So with Harvey, I just assumed she's noticed the gun and like went down and talked to him because she's like, "Hey, bro, like this is all fucked. This is all a joke."
Yeah, could be because we don't. I didn't even know he just disappears and we don't see him until they open up the door to her bedroom and he's hanging there.
Yeah. So, it's fucked up, man. But we get all these breakdowns of just like she wants to do this bed and breakfast / murder mystery place with the house so that she can afford to pay for it because her dad does want to give her the house, but she has to prove that it's a lucrative thing. Otherwise, he's going to sell it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
So,
which, I mean, there's so many of them now. It's pretty clear she's got a good idea.
Yeah, especially for back then. Like, come on, like,
yeah. How often were these, a thing?
Like bed and breakfast was
maybe this movie inspired the rise of.
Right. All these like.
She's so lucky Rob didn't kill even. Like she's explaining everything to Kit. And Rob is still trapped in the pantry as Skip comes up behind him and like peels off his wound and puts it on his face. He's freaking the fuck out. He still doesn't know what's going on. He runs out into the room.
I'm actually wondering if this was semi-inspired by Clue, which came out a year before.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Because it definitely has that feel. Like I said, it does have the feel of like a I Know What You Did Last Summer too, with like just this basic story. Like, because we see like the ferryman's son or whatever gets like mangled. So then Skip, they make it seem like the ferry guy is back and like killing them off and stuff. So I was like, oh my God. I know it's not where I Know What You Did Last Summer got the idea, but it's very cool that. Well, they might have, because in the I Know What You Did Last Summer book, no one actually got killed. They did that just for the movies, and the writer of the book hates it, by the way. Yeah. So, yeah, I enjoyed this film way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, it like I said, it took me a bit to grab me, but once it did, and that ending did not see coming because, with slasher films, people being alive at the end is the rarity most of the time. So to see all of that, like this was all fake and staged, I'm like, that's unique.
There's another movie kind of like this that I've seen, and I don't really want to say what it is because I don't want to spoil it for other people. But they do somewhat the same thing, except it doesn't end in all happiness for everybody. If people want to know what movie that is, reach out to me privately, but I don't want to spoil it for everybody else. So, do that. But yeah, there's another film out there that I've seen in the past that did like almost the exact same thing, but it does not end in like everybody happy and hugging and spraying each other with champagne. So, this was the first for me where I've watched a slasher film and it was all like hugs and fun time and everybody was happy and shit like that. And then we go to Muff's room and there's a present. First, there was a noose hanging in her doorway, and I was like, "Oh shit, she's gonna accidentally hang herself because she's drunk." Like, I thought that's how it was gonna end, like because it was a slasher movie. Somebody had to die for real, because no one died in this entire movie.
No, not at all.
And then we get Muff. She opens this package that just happens to be on her bed. And it's the Jack in the Box, which comes back into play because it was a Jack in the Box that she found in her basement at the very beginning of the film, which brought back memories from when she was a kid and had a practical joke played on her with the Jack in the Box. So where like a demon, like alien xenomorph creature popped out of it. It was weird. But then as an adult, she's like popping it, turning it in her bedroom right now. And she stops right before the thing pops out.
Yeah, she does the same with the one in the basement, which I thought would come into play, but it didn't.
Right. And then she grabs it again and turns it really fast, real quick, just to make it pop out. And as it pops out, somebody's behind her with a knife and they grab her by the throat and slice her throat. And she screams in pain and agony and then realizes it's fake. And it's the one chick, the girl that she fucked with the baby noise. Oh, what's her name? You got her name? Because she didn't really have a big part in the movie. Clara?
Maybe.
Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Clara.
Okay. So, yeah, she grabs her by the back of the hair and slices her throat.
Oh, no, it is Nan. I'm sorry.
It's Nan? Okay.
I picked the wrong one.
So, yeah, she does that, and then we get the reveal that was fake, too. So then you actually do end the movie where literally nobody dies in this film right here.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they showed the cool special effect back in the 80s, because like, I feel that's how they did some of those effects in the 80s, was like they just had like the little baby plunger thingy, like you use those to suck boogers out of babies' noses and stuff, dude. And like they just had that to push the blood out on the backside of the knife, and I was like, that's really cool that they showed that, because that's actually showing an effect. And I don't think like back in the 80s we were really showing how we did the effects as much to the wide audience. So that's pretty cool to see that. But I just love the fact that like she thought her neck was slit, so she was like in pain and holding it. I was like, but you can't feel it? Like, yeah.
Oh, for those interested in this, if you enjoy this, they actually talk about it in Going to Pieces, the 2006 documentary Rise and Fall of Slasher Film. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Mike.
I don't remember. I've seen too many of those.
But yeah, no, this was that scene. The director actually fought to get added because he wanted the Jack in the Box to be relevant somehow.
Right.
And I can only imagine that there were plans. Probably it's in the novelization for some scenes that didn't make the final cut.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm real curious to pick up the novel to see what all.
Was the novel written before or after the film?
After,
okay. Yeah, so
trying
I'd
to find-
definitely pick it up. I just love the fact that this film ends with 0 kills. It's a slasher movie without anyone dying, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it came out the same year. It
Yeah.
was written by Jeff Roven. Uh, he does embellish a few scenes, but it includes a lot of, like I said, character development and stuff that did not make the final cut.
Okay.
So he did get to use the full script before it got trimmed down.
Okay. Cool. Um, do you want to dive into this? Do you have anything left to say about the film itself before we dive into like the music and this deleted or extra ending, alternate ending, I should say?
Well, to lead into the ending, the Paramount executives, because they were the distributor, publisher. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
Uh huh. Distributor.
Yeah. The executives didn't dislike the ending, but they didn't go with the alternate ending because they wanted to end on a higher note.
Which is very interesting for a slasher film.
Yeah.
And not that like every slasher film has like a somber or bad ending, because you know the person or the final girl or whatever, they all get saved at the ending, so that's a high note ish. But this was like a really high note. It's like, because you're just like, oh, so we just watched one big practical joke. Who's the joke on? Is it on the people in the movie, or is it on the audience who wanted to watch a slasher film?
Mm.
That's, oh my God, that's the practical joke. Because this movie did come out just a few days before April Fool's, by the way. It came out, I think, March 20 something, 27th or some shit like that. Back in the day. So.
I don't know.
It was March 26th or 27th. I had it written down, but I can't find it now. All right. So do you want to go into the alternate ending then, since they did not use it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Or you want me to read it?
Much longer. The film originally had a much longer and more twisted ending. In the original script, after Muffy reveals the whole weekend was set up, the guests leave, except for Rob, Kit, Chaz, and Nikki, who sneak back to the house to prank Muffy for revenge. Wait, which one was Skip?
Skip was the guy who got hurt on the boat.
No, that's her brother. This Skip is her brother.
Is it?
Yeah. That's weird. Skip cracks and attempts to kill Muffy in a jealous rage. Probably because he wants the house, maybe? Rob jumps in and saves Muffy, killing Skip in the process. This ending actually was filmed but didn't make the final cut as the studio opted for a more upbeat conclusion. Okay. I think some of those names are... Yeah. I did hear the actress, though, talk about that there was an alternate ending where she got killed, too.
Oh.
What?
So one of the deleted scenes that made it into the book, the fact, you know how Rob's fly is down on the ferry?
Uh-huh.
It's because he rushed out of a motel where he was having an affair with a married woman.
Like in real life?
No, in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We don't. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems like their deleted scenes would have set this up to make everybody seem like they deserve to get killed or some shit. Honestly.
Yeah, Muffy has reoccurring nightmares of someone trying to kill her, and Nikki and Hal hook up.
Okay. Yep, this film was released in late March 1986 through Paramount Pictures in conjunction with April 1st holiday. It received a varied responses from film critics, with some commending it for its non-gratuitous violence and plot twists, while others lambasted it for its surprised ending. So in other words,
some people were kind of pissed off. I thought it
Oh,
was pretty cool as a slasher fan myself. It's cool to see a different take, you know.
yeah, yeah. I gotta say though, some of these international titles are much better. The French title was Weekend of Terror, and Germany called it The Horror Party.
I don't
Yeah,
like either of those.
I like those better than April Fool's Day. I'll be honest. But yeah, the unique twist at the end really grabbed me because I'm like, how this is so unique for this type of film.
Especially in the 80s, it was a risk too
Yeah,
because the
it really
genre was
blew me
like
away.
pumping. Yeah. I'm trying to look
I got a
here.
question for you. Since the whole thing was fake, why was Uncle Frank / the constable at the hospital? Did they
I
call the hospital or did he call them? Because I felt like they called the hospital, so he must have been waiting there for them.
probably it's just to like cover it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. Oh shit. I don't have much else on this, dude. Like, I just enjoyed the film itself. Oh, there's the music. I wanted to talk about the music.
Yeah, you want to talk about the music?
I popped this DVD in, or the Blu-ray in, I should say, and it starts off with the song "Too Bad You're Crazy" by Jerry Whitman and Charles Bernstein. And that was freaking hilarious and awesome song. It definitely sets the tone for a film. Which they also do play if you don't have the DVD or Blu-ray. It is played at the end credits as well. For those people who do go out and watch it or have it watched it and anything like that. What did you think about that song in general, or did you hear it at all?
I heard it. It was
Like
all right.
the beat was like do 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 do.
Yeah.
Not do 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 do, but dun, 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 dun.
It's not something I would buy, but it was it was a good choice for this.
Yeah. What'd you think about the sound and everything else for the film itself? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I mean I'll be honest, it's pretty generic for an 80s slasher.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I thought the same thing. Like all the
ambiance
and yeah, everything just felt like stereotypical. We have it in one batch recording. Just pop this recording. Over
I think
this
it honestly, like, it did stand out to me at the time, but now thinking about it, it added to that twist ending because once again, you're expecting one of these, generic everyone dies because of a killer type stories.
Right.
And that's not what we get.
Right. I have a question.
Yes.
When they go into the well, those metal rings pop off so they can't climb out or whatnot. Did they set that up so that they would fall into there? Because that's dangerous.
A lot of what they did was dangerous. All it took was someone retaliating in the least bit, and all of a sudden they actually have a murder.
Right. Well, I think they probably did it in a way so that they weren't in a costume when they were like getting the people, because she says everyone didn't know about the joke until they were basically killed off, and that's when we got them in on the joke, and it wouldn't have worked if they all were like, no, fuck off.
Where were they hiding?
The boathouse, maybe.
That's a long time to be in that shack of nothing.
Really, it only took place throughout one day. Got the boathouse, the attic, the basement.
Well, she pulls the one guy in. That was her brother, wasn't it? Skip.
Yeah. which I'm sure he knows where everything is at.
Yeah.
So I would assume that it was like the boathouse or the attic.
It's just a
or-
lot of people to keep quiet, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of dummies, like the bodies and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
cause you get like the heads and stuff, they explain those, but like the full bodies, there ain't no way that guy was hanging by that one rope like that and wasn't actually dying.
Or what about the when Skip is on the little floaty thing underneath the boathouse?
Well, it just looked like he was on a little boat and they just did his makeup. Him in makeup. Because they do mention that the uncle is a special effects guy
Yeah, they do.
for movies. That's how they
yeah.
got all the props and stuff like that. But the fact that they got props, like he was able to make the heads and stuff, the molds, almost perfectly based off of a photo, I call bullshit. Like, I don't think that you could do that, but what do I know, you know? Like, you take molds. Otherwise, you know, actors like Daniel Roebuck and shit wouldn't have sat in a chair for hours to get their molds done for like a Munsters costume, you know?
True. So the guy the guy who was actually hurt, not Skip, on the ferry,
Mm-hmm.
He's had a long ass career as a stunt coordinator.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that would be probably why they picked him to get crushed by the boat, so he wouldn't get
Right.
hurt.
I had a question.
Who in their right mind tries to rope up a boat from the water?
Yeah. Also, they crashed that boat into the thing. Like, they destroyed part of that boat.
Oh, in the very beginning when they first pull up?
Yeah, when they crush him, they crush the boat.
Not just that, when they
Like,
pick
who's
them all
repairing-
up, like there's a purposeful shot of him slamming into the dock to show that he doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. My thought was, how the fuck did he put a prosthetic on underwater? Because we find out the guy who gets squished is fake too, and it's a prosthetic. Like, he literally peels it off of his face later. But how did he put it on underwater?
He's a good props guy. He makes some good stuff.
He wasn't the props guy though. He was just the dude, the guy.
Yeah. I don't.
That was like the only complaint I really had after walking away from this movie. I was like, how the hell did he put that prosthetic on?
Are you sure he went underwater, or was he just disappeared behind the boat?
Well, he comes up out from underneath the water.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
And that wouldn't give enough time for that shit to dry, to stay on his face. Although I do think that's why his dad in the movie grabs him and like just holds him by himself, like he doesn't let anyone else see him. Maybe
could be, yeah.
So there's that, and maybe it was just laying on him. But he does come out the water
maybe he
all like
was holding
Jason
it
style.
Like,
Yeah. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
It was really fucked up.
I was like, oh, that's it for that character then. Okay, apparently he's just not even part of this plot. He just gets an accident.
Yeah, he's just dead. He's out.
Well, your stupidity saved you from the killer. Congrats.
What else have you got for this one, man?
I like the clear mannequin head for Muffy when they think it's Buffy in the basement behind the portrait that's staring at him. Like, that was clever. That was a clever prank. Did not look like a real head, but in their panicked minds, probably, could be very much believable in that dark basement.
Well, it also was supposed to be sitting there for a little bit too, but I'm like, y'all know, like, I guess it wasn't very long, so the bodies wouldn't be stinking that bad, but there still would be some type of scent for you to know that there's like a fucking decapitated head.
The Barbie dolls in the attic, like
Yep.
she planned for a lot of like. There's no way she could have known that they would have went up there, but it's nice to see that she had them placed there just in case.
You notice everywhere they go, she hints to go there. She kind of pushes them to go there, like to the well.
Does she?
Oh, go to the well. We have the well, the water's in the well. Well, guess what? The bucket was rigged to fall, so of course they were going to be stupid enough to go down there. She was just lucky they were all stupid enough to do the things that she wanted.
I would have just went and got a different bucket.
Yeah. But like them or like her going to her room, she knew that would get them because they were already arguing to go and split off into their own rooms too. So you get all that action going, you know.
Yeah.
So I noticed that like every time that she suggested something, they actually did it, even after the fact that they were like, well, she might be the killer. Like, okay, guys, whatever you say.
So I think this is a good time to talk about during the 30th anniversary reunion panel, Deborah, Nikki, yeah, the girl who played Nikki.
Yeah.
She revealed that she was sent a script for an unproduced sequel several years after this film's release, though she was sketchy on the details and couldn't recall the names of the two writers. The story found Chaz and Nikki, who had gotten married, buying a closed-down porno theater on 42nd Street, New York City, that they planned to turn into a bed and breakfast. But when one of Chaz's college-aged relatives arrives for a visit, the games begin again. Goodrich and her second husband bought the Avon Theater in Stamford, Connecticut, where this anniversary screening was held.
See, that just makes me think that it wouldn't be like this because there's no way you're going to pull that off twice, you know?
No, people would be expecting it.
Yeah, people would expect it. You'd have to do something, some kind of different twist on it or some, you know.
Oh, here's something. I don't know. I know you're not much of a gamer, but you do play the what I like to call interactive movies type games. Until Dawn. In that one, there's a character pulling pranks on his friends, pretending to, try and kill them. I very much got a sense of that with this.
Okay.
So I can honestly, because that would, if for people who don't know, the Until Dawn was basically all of those games that are being made by that company, the Dark Pictures anthology, that new one, The Quarry, they're all love letters to a type of genre in horror. That one specifically was a slasher, and a little bit of like cryptids, but it real good. Highly recommend any of those. If you're not much of a gamer but love horror movies like Myke, pick up excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Pick up any of those. Like super fun.
Yeah. That sounds cool. I have no whole lot of games, unfortunately. I have a few of them, like horror games and stuff like that. Like I have Friday the 13th, and it's all right. Which is kind of just like the Dead by Daylight.
Yeah,
game,
it's
almost.
What do they call them? Asymmetric. No. Yeah, it's kind of like the new Ghostbusters that just came out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look into some of those, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying
think
to
you would
pull up
really
this up
enjoy a
here.
lot of them because you could probably pull, especially. Oh man, dude, the quarry is right up your alley. Like the theme used in the main menu straight up sounds like the music from Nightmare on Elm Street. Like they, like the tiniest details they are on.
Okay. I know there's a new one. Well, we talked about what was the one? What we talk? Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They're
Yes,
doing
yes,
that
yes.
game. They're doing that game for next year, I believe it comes out. And
Which
then
did you see the
there's
trailer for that? I meant to send that to you. They put footage from the movie and the game side by side, and it looks pretty damn good.
yeah, they did that with what was it? The oh Texas Chainsaw Massacre game too. Like the sets are freaking crazy. Like the graphics look like you're in the movie for that one. I didn't see the one where they did the side by side for the Killer Clowns. I saw a
I'll
trailer
have to
for it, but
send
I
it to you.
didn't see a side by side. Yeah. I'm trying to pull up some stuff here real quick for the reveal of the movie and type it in here without Tivis seeing it.
Oh, for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to find a good synopsis to read.
He's about to figure out how he's going to torture me this year.
What?
Which, I mean, to be fair, last year The Pilgrim wasn't that bad. So I've actually found myself thinking of that movie a lot this past couple weeks. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
I'm not going to rewatch it, but I was like, that one's actually not that bad.
See, I can pick good things, man. All right. So, do we want to close out on April Fool's Day then, dude? Finish it
Yeah.
up.
I mean, obviously, if you made it this far, you should have watched it. If you have not, why? What is wrong with you? That is such a good twist. You ruined it for yourself.
And I also don't
You
see
should
them
feel
doing
bad.
this. I don't see them doing a sequel. I'm surprised they haven't remade it. I know there's other movies
Well, they
out
did
there.
the direct video one, which I'm curious to see what they would have done different with that one.
From when though? What year?
April
Because I looked up, there was some April Fool's movies.
2008.
Yeah, that's not the same type of story though. That's a completely
It
different
says
thing.
it's a remake of the 1986 film of the same name.
No way. Because it says a year after an April Fool's Day prank, which resulted in the death of one of their set, a group of friends find themselves targeted by someone who is out for revenge. That's their thing. This is more like a fucking I know what you did last summer. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not an actual. There's not a twist. It's just a fucking serial killer movie. I'm tempted to watch it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's got Josh Henderson in it.
Oh,
though.
yeah, the Butcher Brothers made it, and they said that they wanted to make an R-rated April Fool's Day. So
The 1986 one's R-rated. What the fuck are they talking about?
I guess
R-rated.
R-rated for today's, because I would say that this would be PG-13 today.
Yeah. Well, when was PG-13 out? I don't think they had PG-13 in '86. I think it came like a year or two later.
Or 14 at most, which we haven't had a 14 movie in years.
What do you mean, like TV 14?
14, yeah.
Yeah.
It usually jumps from 13 to R and nothing in between anymore.
Yeah, because they're weird. It's weird because, like, what about 16? Like PG-16. Parental
I
guidance
have
suggested
never
for those
seen
16
that.
and under. No, I'm saying like they should make some of these ratings. Like
Oh, well, yeah,
they have these
should.
gaps, but there's like a big gap between a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, not that I'm gonna say, but my 13-year-old watches a lot of shit. He watched this with us.
Yeah.
I was gonna let my 9-year-old watch it, but I was like, I've never seen it, so I'm gonna hold off. Or no, he's not 9 yet. He'll be 9 in like a week. All right. So yeah, I definitely do recommend watching this film. It's definitely worth the watch. Unfortunately, if you've listened to this, you got the reveal taken away from you, but it's still a
Yeah.
cool film. I thought I'll probably rewatch it. I mean, I freaking bought it on Blu-ray. I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch it to make it worth it. I do remember.
Did you check out the extras at all?
The extras on here on the Blu-ray are a bunch of
Commentary
interviews.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of different interviews. So you have an interview with the director Fred Walton, actors Deborah Goodrich Royce, and Clayton Roner, cinematographer Charles Minsky, and composer Charles Bernstein, which did the song that I liked, and then theatrical trailer and the TV spots. So the TV trailers too. So you have a bunch of different, but they're like broken down into multiple interviews on there. It's not like one interview clip with all of them. So it was something I will check out, but I ended up watching it late last night, so I didn't get to see all that stuff. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, just watch this freaking movie. I would like to see somebody watch this one and then watch the 2008 one and let me know their thoughts on it. Like if you've seen April Fool's Day 86, go and watch April Fool's Day
2008.
08. Yeah. Or 08. I hate when people say 08 for 0. 08. And
You're
let
from
me know
Ohio.
what
You know that's what we do.
I know.
We also add S at the end of all of our grocery store names.
Kroger's. It's
Myers.
Kroger, not Kroger's.
Targets.
So let me know what you guys think about this film. I would really love to hear in the comments, either on YouTube or on social media and all that stuff. Let us know what you guys think of
Yeah,
April
this
Fool's
is an
Day
interesting one.
1986. Definitely a really cool one to watch. So, and I really
I'm
like this
definitely-
graphic.
Yeah.
I don't want to take this graphic down.
I'm definitely gonna have to pick up the novel and read that. I might get it from the library.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then, do we want to dive into the movie that we're going to do for Thanksgiving, sir?
I think you mean you, because I don't know.
All right. So this is going to be a film. Oh, it took it away. What? It took it away. Damn it. I clicked out of it, so it changed my stuff. Let me make sure I spelt that right. If you have to spell it. Okay. All right. Ready? We are going to be watching The Derelicts from 2017.
What the fuck is that?
I will read you a description, Tivis.
All right.
And then I will share a poster. We will hide this. So next week, we will be doing The Derelicts from, or not next week, but Thanksgiving episode. Don't be Googling it, sir. I need to do
My
this.
hand is on my face.
Yeah. A Thanksgiving episode is The Derelicts from 2017.
Yeah, I already heard that part. Let's hear the synopsis.
I will put the poster up.
I don't like how much you're laughing.
There is the poster.
What is that? What is? I gotta get a bigger.
The Derelicts.
Is that a teddy bear?
The Derelicts. Hobos invade an upper middle class home on Thanksgiving.
Why does he have a teddy bear on his head?
It's a home invasion movie featuring what I can only call a Dollar Tree version of Rob Zombie's Firefly Family, is what this person says on IMDb.
I don't know that movie either.
The Firefly Family is the family from The House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, Three from Hell movies. Of Rob Zombies.
Is that where Bray Wyatt gets his fireflies from?
Probably. Oh, he owes Rob Zombie some money. Ooh.
Well, you know he's a huge fan of horror, so
Yeah.
he was trying to make a horror movie.
First, if he did it, it's paying homage. If Vince McMahon came up with that title, Vince owes Rob Zombie money.
I think it was.
He
the
also
braid.
owes everybody else money, including the hoes he slept with.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yep.
All right, so next thing, for our Thanksgiving episode, we will be doing the Derelicts. It's from
Bless us.
2017.
These gifts we are about to receive. I don't want to.
This will be
Let's
the
get this out of the
last
way.
horror film that I pick, or scary movie, I guess, I will pick for Thanksgiving for the next year at least. So,
Well, that's because Thanksgiving only comes once a year.
no, I mean like next Thanksgiving, if we do an episode, I won't pick a scary movie. We'll leave it back up to the audience next year.
I'm trying to look at the names that are in it.
There's nobody in it.
I don't recognize any of these people.
So a couple people know I picked this film.
There's
One
a guy
being
named Turk.
Mosier. Mosier knew I picked this film, and he's gonna love it.
Oh, yay.
Maybe I'll get him to show up on the episode as well too. So, yeah, that's our film for next episode, guys. The Derelicts from 2017. You can find this. I think it's on Tubi, and a bunch of others. I know it's
good, it's
available
free.
Yeah, it's available for free or on a.
That's a
streaming
good
service,
sign.
So. I love you, Tivis. So, yeah, you agreed to be on this show, just so you know.
I did. I'm regretting my life choices.
Well, we thank you guys all for, showing up, being with us on this journey through our April Fool's Day episode. Well, even though it's not April Fool's Day, our April Fool's Day movie from 1986. Thank you guys for that. We hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully we can do some more like this. We're trying to pick up, our show, make it a little bit more entertaining for you guys, and more some knowledgeable aspects too, and do some stuff. It's just harder to do some of the newer films, I guess, because Tivis doesn't really go out to the movies because he's on the time.
I still haven't seen Black Adam.
I did see
And
Black Adam.
Panther just came out.
Black Adam is okay to wait till home. And Black Panther.
I'm gonna go see it now while everyone's seeing the other movie.
Yeah, Black Panther just came out this weekend, so definitely go and check that film out if you guys want to. I will be going to see it most likely this weekend as well. Oh, Tivis has a poster of a horrible, horrible movie.
It's not that bad. You were the only person I know who says they didn't enjoy that.
It's just not a good film, man. For
This is the
people out
first
there,
one. That's what makes them good.
for people out there, Tivis put up a poster of
Hocus Pocus 2. It's the same one I had in our discussion about it. I haven't done anything with it. That's why I have it nearby.
You need to frame it, put it on your wall, and then burn it with the house. Burn it down.
I like my house. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. Well, first of all, Nicole just came through Florida, so I hope everyone's all right, safe and stuff. But due to it, we kind of had a little bit of scheduling problems with our other show, The Munsters. So we are, with the holiday coming up here in America, we will be having our scary little Christmas the last Monday for Munster Monday of November, and then for that show, there will be taking that off the all of December while we head into the new year.
Yeah.
So that's a quick update on our other show.
Yeah, that's just the other show. We will be doing some episodes in December for you guys here on Operation Babble as well, so definitely look forward to that. But yeah, our Christmas episode for the Munsters cast will be the last week of October or November.
Oh, wow, that was 2 weeks ago. We're late.
So definitely go over there, swing on over to themonstercast.com, and you can check out all of our stuff over there for relating to the Monstercast, guys. And we appreciate everybody who listens to both shows or just one show. We don't care. As long as you enjoy what we're doing, please let us know in the comments, reviews section below, all that crap. And again, please email us if you have any questions or references or anything like that.
We have some ideas in the future for both shows. Can't say any of them right now,
Yeah.
but we're excited if they pan out. So
Awesome. And then do you have anything left real quick before we dive into the nothingness?
I was going to say, what do we have next? I only watched the one thing. Yeah, you know what? I'll give a recommendation. I haven't done that for this show. If you enjoy audio type stuff, give a We're Alive by Casey Whalen a try. It starts off a bit slow, but oh my God, it is I'm not even gonna say probably, it is the best like zombie it's literally called A Story of Survival, and that is what it is. It is the people. It is so well written. The world is fleshed out incredibly well as you go along. The characters that get added in, the zombies. Oh my God, the zombies are unique. It's cool. So it's free on any podcatcher, or you can get non-advertisement filled episodes. I think he has a Patreon. I don't subscribe to it, but you can. But it's so cool. It's so well done. They're in the midst of season 2, and they have like a couple of mini series that take place between the two that are fun to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Awesome. All right. Any final words, Tivis?
I think I just said it all.
That's it. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tivis, how did you enjoy today's episode of
That's what I was waiting
Babble?
for. I liked it.
Awesome. Today, guys, my quote comes from the movie April Fool's Day from 1986 from the character Nikki and Harvey, because we're just going to say Harvey's line right afterwards. Nikki, muff child, mofo, the muffster, muffin stuff. Harvey, muff dive. Peace, guys.
Later.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble, and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Thanks, and have a great day.